I'll go through this kind of once through and then we'll go through it individually as we hit each section. But we're going to be starting with fire hydrants today. So in our activations, 12 per side fire hydrants, 10, well, sorry, technically 20 total. I apologize. Not 10 per side or 20 total. Forearm plank mountain climbers. I'll describe those. We can adjust it to plain mountain climbers or a forearm plank, but I'll explain what that looks like. Followed by 12 glute bridges or hip thrust, depending on what you have available and what you prefer. But they're both a glute activation. Nikki's background noise is really helpful right now. Are you? Great. Okay. We have 4 sets of 8 per side, or sorry, yeah, 8 per side split stance deadlifts. I wrote crossbody in little parentheses in case that interests you, but crossbody is not a requirement. Again, I'll demonstrate that visually in case you're curious. Followed by a 20-second side plank or Copenhagen plank. Arisa's face. Yes. Again. So if you do plan on doing a Copenhagen plank, I would recommend something like a stool, a couch, a dining seat, or if you have a full bench, great. But if you're not interested, I'll make sure we're ready for that before we get there. And then I apologize, I didn't write the numbers of rounds. I wrote this Sunday. But you're doing 3, maybe 4 rounds of 10 goblet squats, 10 push-ups, and 10 T raises. So again, I'll go over all of these. If there are no questions, comments, or concerns regarding squatting, side planks, regular planks, glute bridges, or push-ups, let's get this party started. Start some cat cows, bird dogs, anything that feels good to you. I make suggestions, but if you want to add something or take something away, that's okay. Let's do it. When was your 300K, so was it this Sunday?
It was Saturday.
Saturday. Okay, I was gonna say that, like, it's still reasonable. How long do you need to recover after that to just be?
Um, like my body surprisingly wasn't tired Sunday
Hmm.
or yesterday.
Okay,
But I would say my legs were a little bit sore Sunday, and then yesterday they were mostly back to normal,
yeah, fair
which
enough.
I attribute to one being in good shape right now, but also we had a lot of people.
Good.
So,
Yeah, that's always nice to share the work. I can appreciate that. So going through your cat cows. I will say, I always forget if you want to go into child's pose, pose cat cow because just, I don't know, it feels normal, natural, feels like the right move. That's okay. You can do so. Um, for your bird dogs, optional but not required. You can think about extending, right? And then bringing the knees to elbows, elbows to knees, right? Or you can go across, in which case you can stay on one side for 5 before switching. But that's just in case you want something a little extra. Or we're gonna just keep it as an alternating, holding the end for 1 to 2 seconds. Beautiful. So I know we're kind of finishing our 90/90s here, or the tail end of our um, just sort of For me, I use a lot of this stuff at the beginning to just check in, see how the body's feeling on certain ranges of motion. Um, so if you want to call it pre-warm up or general warm up, that's fine. Let's continue with arm circles. It's been a while. So let's just start with thumbs up. I might need to kneel properly, but you get the idea. Thumbs up. Yeah, no, we're not. Oh, we're bribing the cat. That's what's happening. Got it. I was like, why are we? She's camera shy.
Oh, we have to say hello.
She's camera shy. If I swing my arm, she'll run away, which is why I have stopped.
She's got her flower off.
Oh yeah, she's done with the flower.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
She's over her kitty acne
her
phase.
kitty acne has stopped.
Nice.
So she still gets the occasional chin wipe though, which she is distinctly unhappy about. I don't know why she loves him. I'm nice to her, and then he does that to her. And then she's still like, but I like this dad better.
They're weird.
Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to continue with, so the rep scheme in terms of our warm-ups or specific warm-up, if you will, 3 cycles, rounds, sets, whatever you want to call it. 12 per side fire hydrants. If you want to band these, great. If you don't have a band, totally fine. Followed by 10 per side or 20 total forearm mountain climbers. Bye. Okay, have a good ride. Be safe, don't be stupid. I don't care. Don't be stupid. Doesn't take much. There's other people too. Okay, so our forearm. So fire hydrants, right? I imagine there is a glass of water on my back, and I'm just kicking the leg to the side. But I'm not doing, so I'm not rotating away and opening. So it's gonna be 12 per side. If you have a band, it's gonna go around the upper knee or thigh. And then our forearm mountain climbers, your 20 total, is going to be forearm. And then 1, 2, 3. The knee can kick out to the side. I'm aware that this is a very low position, so jumping is unlikely. We can also elevate the forearms or make this a regular mountain climber if that needs to be modified accordingly. Bye. Bye. And then we have 12 glute bridges or hip thrusts. So the only difference between your glute bridge and a hip thrust is your glute bridge, you lie down. Your hip thrust, you kind of lean up against your couch, your whatever, something sturdy. Alrighty, beautiful. Any questions? If not, let's get this party started. I feel so bad, Maxine, when you have to like disappear off the camera. Because you're below your workbench. That's all right. Once you have 12 per side fire hydrants, you'll do your 20 total. I wrote forearm mountain climbers. If those are, for whatever reason, not working well for you, elevate the elbows and or transition to a more traditional tall plank, top of your push-up style mountain climber. Nice work. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate some glute bridges and hip thrusts for anybody. I mean, I know present company seems okay, but in case anyone's watching later and they have questions. So you can ignore these for a sec. So glute bridges are going to be laying down. Brace your belly, squeeze your butt, lift your hips as high as you can without, or going too far. So just a butt squeeze and a brace to do the trick. Hip thrusts, similar principle. You're just going to lean up against your couch or something sturdy. So this is anchored against something, hence my ability to do this. and squeeze. So your range of motion is bigger on the hip thrust. And if your head and neck are a little tired, tuck the chin a little bit. Beautiful. So we're going to do this a total of 3 times. Nice work with those mountain climbers. Ultimately, if the hips come up a little bit in the forearm position, that's sort of, it's okay. We're accommodating that lower body position. I will say the glute bridges and or hip thrusts generally shouldn't hurt your back. If you're covering from a back, like a back tweak, that's a little bit different. But in terms of causing pain or being a source of pain, something really good to note, and not the intended stimulus. I think for a lot of people, it's more on the hip thrust than the glute bridge, but not always. Good.
Modify a little bit, do some standing.
Yeah, of course.
I'm taking some medication that's making me a little dizzy when I'm like this. So
Oh, yeah. Okay, then in which case we can make things not sideways or horizontal. That's fine.
my back, but um
Yeah, if it's causing vestibular problems,
yeah.
yeah, that's okay. We can avoid. So
Band.
great.
Do some like side,
Little side steps,
yeah,
a little two-step.
2-step.
Yeah. For the glute bridge, you can do good mornings if that
That,
feels okay.
that was fine. I just did 3 sets of those just in a row. Like
Okay. Okay. Good, good.
All right. 3 sets? 3 sets. Okay.
I mean, I think sometimes you've done 4, but 3, it's usually enough, right? We're just looking to get the first piece that we do, the cat cows bird dogs. Again, for a lot of people are code switching. So whether we're just getting out of bed, for my in-person clients, it's coming from home or work into the gym. And then this sort of fire hydrant-y forearm stuff is more like specific to the thing we're gonna do. Um, so more loaded, all that good stuff. Um, okay, we're gonna continue with our split stance. So 4 sets of 8 split stance deadlifts. I'm going to show you that first before I do the crossbody variation, but you're welcome to try both. And ultimately, all that the split stance just means we're keeping the back foot down. So if this is kind of right, normal, I say normal, even stance. Split is where I kick my back foot, or from the side, I'm kind of just kicking, right? So I'm still kind of using the leg that's closest to you. That's my left. But as I go downwards, I'll show you my hip because that would be helpful. As I move back, I can even bend the knee. So let's say I have 2 weights, but I only have one. Well, let's say 2 weights and hands, so one each hand. I can sit back. I can even get into kind of full ranges here. My back leg is just kind of hanging out with me. It's not really helping, but it does help my balance, right? Meaning I don't have to worry about falling over. I can get deeper ranges of motion, bigger loads, all that good stuff. So from the front, again, at least 2, just for something different. So I have a weight in each hand, right? And then right? So it looks a bit like a lunge, but my hips are moving back and my knees are bending. So it looks like a deadlift from the side, right? Don't be tempted to touch the ground with your weights. They may not happen with dumbbells. The cross body variation is where we use a singular weight and I'm rotating towards this front leg. So as I come down, I'm rotating. I'm not stubbing my toe, but I'm internally rotating this hip. It's a bit like doing a curtsy lunge, I suppose. You can try it, but let's just see how that feels. All right. Copenhagen plank. We can change this, Maxine. I know it's another sideways thing, but you have your couch, sofa, whatever, top knee. And these are ones you can kind of count on your own. Top knee. I like to bend my top knee. You don't have to. I obviously can't stick my leg underneath, but if I had a bench, I could do so. And then we're holding, squeezing my bottom knee to the top knee and holding that position. So I'm squeezing my knees together, pushing down with one, pulling up with the other. We're doing 20 seconds aside. Maxine will come up with something else. That's fine.
Like these guys. With
Yeah, a little oblique thing. Yes,
Yeah.
we can do that.
Perfect.
This is actually meant to be, I'm trying to think. I'll give you an exercise. It's meant to be kind of for these guys.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of a thing we could do for that, but that's okay. We'll find something else. Any questions on split stance deadlifts, 8 per leg, or Copenhagen planks? If there aren't any, feel free to proceed. If there are, please feel free to ask. Yeah. I'm just going to bend the knee. So instead of dipping your chest, just with the knee bent. Yeah. It's going to feel a little squatty. But if you think about doing a deadlift from the floor, kind of like that. Yeah. I will say I know for some of you, lifting the back leg feels fairly natural. You're welcome to lift the back leg. It's more I wanted to give you the opportunity to keep one foot down. And if you wanted to increase load, you certainly can. Assuming you have the weights, of course. I know it's not always an option for all parties involved. Nice. Beautiful. Good. I think. Adduction's a weird one. Let's try think of something that, yeah, side bends are fine.
It's fine.
Okay.
Just happy to be moving.
Yeah. You also look like the things on the dashboard, they're like, wink, wink. They're solar charged.
Yes. The little hula girl.
Yeah.
That's
Or like
me.
a little daisy, a little thing. Just kind of sits on your desk or your dashboard and just kind of side to side.
Or Daisy. It's my new nickname. Oh,
And maybe you can either do 10 total or 10 per side, depending on how that feels.
that book.
Nice work. I know it's not intentional, Joseph, but the sun rising behind you is very well done.
I planned that.
You planned that?
I
Well,
control
you
the
planned
sun.
well.
Ugh.
Nice job. We're north facing, so there's no chance of that. You you'll never see anything but a fireplace here because it's over there. Nice work. So with those split stance deadlifts, we're still depending on the front or standing leg. The back leg, it's just kind of there so you don't fall over. Do your little kickstand. And for your side plank or your Copenhagen planks, um, you can count to 20-ish. Doing 4 sets of 8 pairing of split stance deadlifts per leg, followed by side planks or Copenhagen plank or any adaptation you need to make. With the crossbody variation, you're rotating internally, so I'm going left, towards that hip. And vice versa. If your right leg's in front, you're rotating towards sort of that right side. Hopefully you feel it sort of the outside of your butt activate a little more if you're doing the crossbody variation. Resting as needed between sets or even between your sides if you're doing the side plank variations. Good. I think Reese is finishing off her Copenhagen planks, which is good. Yep, got thumbs up. Okay, lovely. So far so good. So for this next piece here, resting as you need. So there's no need to rush into this. We can do 3 to 4 sets. I do want explicit rest at the end of each set. So regardless of doing 3 or 4 sets, resting at least a minute at the end, just because resting is important, even if it's just a couple of seconds. So one set is considered 10 goblet squats, 10 push-ups, and 10 T raises. So the squats here, right? I kind of talked about kind of holding the weight in front, singular. If you have 2 lighter weights, you can hold them in a front rack position. So technically a front squat. But that's kind of a way to make lighter weights feel slightly more challenging. And we're going to stick with the same squat mechanics we've been talking about, keeping the hip, the knees, and the ankles, right, stacked, and then squatting down and standing up. So from the side, I've had my weight in my hands here or here. Okay. Body weight's also fine. I want to acknowledge that some people weight is not an option. We can work on range of motion instead, so increasing depth, as long as you feel safe. For push-ups, they do not need to be done 10 in a row, but they do need to be done complete 10 before moving on. So 2 sets of 5, whatever, modify to your knees, elevate your hands. I don't think this will be an issue, but if we need to adjust, Maxine, let me know.
All right, we'll give it a go.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm thinking bicep curls. Who doesn't like
All
a
right.
bump?
Okay.
That's always fun. Good set. 10 of those. And then T raises. So these are one of those things where it's kind of about the upper back or the shoulders, sometimes both. For this, I actually don't, if I'm being honest, I don't have a weight presently around me that is appropriate for this. 10 pounds is too heavy for me. So if you have lighter dumbbells or I've mentioned before, like cans of soup or beans, 15 ounces is usually plenty for me. But ultimately, right, you could be kneeling or standing. I'll just kneel for the sake of this demonstration. So a slight hinge pattern. So it's a little bit forward. Actually, no, I won't take it back. Can't do it forward. So I'm going to be slightly in a hinge position. So I'm forward. My hands, right? My dumbbells are in front of me here. So my hands are here. I'm going to go ahead and have a little bend in my elbow. I know you can't quite see it. Squeeze my shoulder blades together and pick my hands up. Now 10 is a little heavy for me, hence my lack of range of motion. But I can do this without weight. I can make fists. And imagine squeezing my shoulder blades together, right? And that's perfectly fine. We could also do lateral raises. So if you want more shoulder, not back, we can do T raises, right? Again, those baby weights you both have, looking at you, Arisa, perfect. Those 2 pounds, this is where we're excellent. Yes, this is where these come into play. If you're not lucky enough to have them, grab some beans or 15 ounces or whatever. Just make sure they're even. Okay. If we don't have that, it's okay to honestly, I find it good enough to pretend, or we can band pull apart. That's also another way to kind of think about doing this, right? If we have an option. But I find unweighted T raises are also perfectly fine. Just imagine squeezing your shoulder blades together. So the bent over variation, technically rear delt fly, is more upper back, shoulder bladey. Okay, so mid to upper back. This one, this kind of one, the sort of T shape, is more shoulder delt. And you can kind of pick and choose as you wish. Okay. When you're ready, you can start your 10 goblet squats, your 10 push-ups. Say goblet or front squats. And then 10 T raises or rear delt flies. Minimum rest is a minute after your T raises or rear delt flies. You may add rest in between your stations. So we're emphasizing depth on our squat, right? So as low as you can go safely. If you sit to a seat or a chair or a stool, you can use that as a guideline. If we're not loving the push-ups, Maxine, we can make those bicep curls.
Okay.
Nice. If you can do that kneeling, that's great, Joseph. You could also stand up. It's kind of up to you how that makes sense for you. So yeah, if you're more vertical, you're going to feel it more at the top of the shoulder, just head to your shoulder, right? If we're slightly leaned over, we're going to feel it more in the upper back. Both are fine. And you can mix and match the T raises or really it's a lateral raise, I guess. All semantics, whatever. This one or the bent over one. You can mix and match them. Good. Approximately a minute. Ish. So 3 to 4 sets, depending on A, how fast you're moving, and B, preference. Right? For some of us, there'll be time constraints if you're watching this later on. Nice depth on your squats. Go as low as you can. Oh, yeah. Is that heavy enough, Maxine, for bicep curls?
I mean, it's fine. Given that I haven't done this for a while.
Yeah, that's fine. Not that you need to, but if your bicep curling and you've hit your heaviest dumbbell, um, or kettlebell or whatever you're using, there are ways we can make that more challenging as it becomes appropriate. Okay. Good. Work. We're doing just fine for time. Yeah, first workout back, Maxine, just see how you feel. Just kind of doing enough.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just showing up.
Yes. Nice work. If you're doing that, so again, that hinge pattern one, the rear delt flies, rear behind the shoulder, delt, right? Rear delt flies. Just make sure your belly's braced too, just like you would a good morning, right? Or a deadlift. You want to kind of respect the same pattern. Good. Is this 4 for you coming up, Joseph? Yeah. Okay. So 3 to 4 sets. So if you want to be done at 3, I respect this choice. If you feel inclined to do a 4th set, you
I
can do
totally went out of sequence, but yeah, I'll
the
least
order.
complete one.
Yeah, the order here, Risa, is not critical. So if you went out of order, that's okay. It's not like a redo, must start from the beginning situation. Just pick up where you left off.
Three is good for me.
3 is good for you. Would you like some whisker claw? Cool catnip? To go- Um, she doesn't play with this, by the way.
No, not into it.
No. I mean, sometimes. But if you buy something for her, it's
Hit or miss.
distinctly uninteresting. Um, so that's okay. I wonder where the copyright infringement starts to kick in, though. Like, where is the line
Yeah.
done? Especially when you buy it from Target. Um,
Suspect.
yeah, I mean, I think it's clever. I don't care. I'm
Oh,
not
super clever. Yeah. Who
like,
cares?
I don't have any stakes in White Claw, so who cares?
They're really interested in protecting their IP.
Oh, none, zero, negative. I'm all right. I will say it's very clever. I know other brands do this, but some higher end clothing brands make their own knockoffs.
Oh, that's funny.
Right? So if I make, let's say I'm Prada, and I make a dress that's $5,000, but I make the same dress for $150 under a different name, same sort of parent company. So someone goes, well, I don't want that one, but this one looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then so you end up getting, people still buy your clothes.
Yeah. Still get the money.
Still get the money. And frankly, you're diversifying your market, right?
Makes sense.
So it makes sense. And I was like, you make your own knockoffs. Okay, clever. And you can kind of still have probably the same silhouettes, but maybe different fabrics or
Yeah.
um, but no, it's interesting. I think if I could make my own clothes, I'd probably be inclined to try. But it's much harder than it sounds. And I'd probably look like a rag doll for a while if I tried that. So maybe not. Um, all right, my friend. So I know we're kind of finishing off your fourth and final sets if we're doing that. Otherwise, it's great to see four squares today. Not that I didn't love seeing two. Uh, and I hope to see you guys next week. So in terms of what's going on, if we have like races, events, stuff coming up, you can modify things accordingly, or maybe coming off a large ride or big event. You can treat it more like this as an active recovery versus kind of a full-on strength session. So you could take it with what you will. We have at least technically 10 remaining minutes on the hour. I want to give you 10 minutes to your day. Yeah. So if you want to head out, I wish you well. If you have questions. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh,
Thank-
bye.
Oh, no, that's not no rush. I'm just saying if you need
Okay.
10 minutes, Joseph.
Last week you were talking about mochi,
Yes.
and I went to a friend's house who actually had like a bag of pre-made mochi.
Yeah.
They're about yay big.
Perfect.
And apparently, according to the label, four of these have, where'd it go? 71 grams of carbs. So then two would be about 35.
Okay. That's less than I expected, for being honest.
These are also tiny. The ones that I made with my parents are probably
Yeah.
150% bigger.
Yeah, it's just I'm thinking like from a chewing perspective, right? So like
Oh.
pocket mouth, and you're like, it's a lot,
And
a
if I
lot of
eat
chewing.
these before I go out for a bike ride or whatever, I'm eating them with soy sauce. So it's getting my salt, my savory.
That's clever. And those are savory ones, right?
These are
Not
plain, so you can
plain
do
or
whatever
not
you
sweet.
want.
Got it. So
I
not.
personally prefer savory, so
I like it. I like it both. I'm kind of like
it's okay.
I love a mochi donut.
Oh, that too.
okay. Emoji. That's a whole different category.
Yeah. Oh,
Just throwing a little white girl sass here.
Yeah, and it better. Yeah, I mean,
meat.
Nikki was always the white guy that went into the Korean grocery store and bought, well, Korean, it was Korean owned, but of course, what they call Asian grocery store, kind of, all sorts of stuff. And he'd always just buy the mochi. That's all he bought.
Just mochi. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they were always just like, they just saw this white guy always buying mochi. He's always that guy. And I'd buy this kimchi that was apparently extra sour, although I really liked it. It was made from green onions. It was like sour. And I bought a really big jar and they were like, oh, and I was like, no, no, no. I know. I've tried it. It's good. And then one day I bought daikon and I don't know, something else. I'm like, well, what are you making? And then I told them I was Chinese. They're like, oh, okay. Or it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right. So you're not just You're not just buying random stuff. Like, no, this is intentional. I'm buying this on purpose. Thank you for the warning. I think they asked me what am I, and they meant I understood the question. They weren't trying to be rude.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Okay. And I did try to go to Tokyo Central,
Mm.
but as I was driving to the parking lot, I saw the crowd in front, and I'm like, nope, nope.
No, turn around, exit,
Turn
exit,
around.
exit.
Never mind. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, especially before you get caught in the maze of a parking lot, right? Because they're
Yeah.
designed to keep you in.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
So,
okay. It's all
All
right.
right, I'm gonna go. Nice to see you guys.
Good to
Bye.
see you.
bye,
All
Maxine.
right.
Good to
Take
see
care.
you.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Risa.
Oh, bye-bye.